So we got to talk about the XRP ruling. Yes, the ruling settlement, whatever you want to call it, was today. Ripple has to pay $125 million. That means everything's good, right? And they can use XRP and ODL, right? Wrong. The judge actually didn't change her stance at all on the ruling of last year. Ripple can do their programmatic sales, but they cannot do institutional sales because institutional sales are securities. And indeed, it's the institutional sales that they're paying the $125 million fine for. So basically, it doesn't really help their ODL status, which is why I think this will be a quick pump and dump. It might pump for a couple of days and then it's going to dump down. If you are looking for like a template of how to buy, sell, trade this, look no further than last summer. Last summer, at the end of July or mid-July, I don't remember exactly when it was, Ripple won a lawsuit against the SEC that said secondary sales were not securities. And what happened? Ripple pumped from something like 41 cents to like 81 cents, and before it crashed back down to about 41 cents within the span of about 3 weeks. This one might not even last as long as that. So if you want to take some profits right now, it might not be a bad idea. You could wait for another leg up, but after that other leg up, you will want to sell for some profits and not wait for, ever pumping, because that's really not going to work at all. It'll pretty much happen exactly like last summer with respect to all the other coins. My guess is Ripple right now has taken for the last couple of weeks, it's still like overall bad for the year, but for the last couple of weeks, it's taken a lead on all the coins. I expect it to dump down and basically like where it's equal with all the coins, after 2 or 3 weeks because of the FOMO. Obviously, there's really no real use or new use for XRP because of this. Regulatory clarity outside of the secondary market is still not there. You still can't use it for ODL. So ODL in the United States will still be using USDT and not XRP. And there's really no international banks using XRP to transfer money either. So it didn't really open up any new use cases. They still don't have smart contracts. And this is a purely FOMO event because everyone was looking forward to the settlement. They finally got the settlement. I think it's going to be actually buy the rumor, sell the news. Would not be surprised if it dumped down lower with respect to the rest of the market than what it was even before, because they didn't really get the go-ahead to use XRP for ODL in the United States. And I think that was their main goal. The other thing is the SEC still might appeal the entire case. Ripple could also appeal the entire case, but I don't think they're going to. But the SEC could actually appeal the entire case. But I'm not really sure if they're going to either, because if they do, it will take several years, most likely, maybe at least a year or two, and it might be a different SEC by then, because if Trump wins the election, the entire agency is probably going to turn over. Even if Harris wins the election, like Gensler's term is up in 2026, I believe, because he assumed in 2021, and it's a 5-year term, and he's going to be gone after that. So even if they appeal, Gensler might not actually be in office once the ruling comes down, and whoever the new SEC commissioner is could just drop the case altogether. And with the political landscape as it is, both parties are becoming more and more friendly towards crypto. 3 of Elizabeth Warren's anti-crypto allies basically got primaried successfully. 2 Democrats and a Republican. They got primaried already, and they're being replaced by more pro-crypto allies. So, she's losing a lot of her backing in Congress. Gary Gensler's going to lose a lot of his backing as well. So the political climate will be very, very different in a couple of years if he should want to pursue essentially appealing this decision, which he may not want to do, come to actually think of it. But it is expected the SEC will appeal. But even in an appeal, the original ruling stands until the appeal is done. And laws could actually change during that time to either help or oppose the appeal. My guess is they're going to kind of oppose the appeal, so it'll actually be harder for him to win then than it is now. So that'll be very interesting to see what they do. But realistically, for XRP price, there's very little reason for it to pump outside of some FOMO because the regulatory status and legal status did not change. They still can't sell to institutions. ODL counts for that. And the judge specifically issued an injunction against them doing that. Indeed, the judge literally said that using ODL might fall outside the scope of what's legal for selling XRP. So ODL is still not in the clear, even after all of this. And I don't really know how Ripple is going to deal with it. I don't know if they'll find a way around it. But only programmatic sales are allowed on the open market for Ripple. And I'm not really sure what that means, like if they can dump on like their investors or not. I think their coin release of $1 billion each month is still good. But overall, like if you're hoping they're going to take over the cross-border money system, that's definitely not going to happen. So we'll see what happens in the next year or two, whether the SEC decides to appeal, even with the current political situation. There is a risk if the SEC appeals, because the appellate court could actually overturn the part of the case they won as well. So it's not like a one-way street. So very interesting. And that's what I have to say for the video. Like and subscribe, hit the bell notifications button, and I will be back with the next video.